No, let him.
All right, that's fine.
Don't worry. Allah will help. Don't worry. Go on.
So Ubay ibn Ka'b was one of them.
Okay.
Another one was Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, and there were two others as well.
Right.
Muhammad said that these were people that you could learn to recite the Quran from,
Right.
because they were knowledgeable in the Quran. So we know from Sahih Hadith, in Sahih al-Bukhari for example, that there were disagreements among the codexes of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud and Ubay ibn Ka'b after Muhammad's death, and they were arguing about what was meant to be in the Quran and what was not meant to be in the Quran. So for example, in Ubay ibn Ka'b, his codex had 116 surahs, but Abdullah ibn Mas'ud only had 110 surahs.
Yeah.
They were also ordered differently, and even within certain surahs, some of them had differences about what certain verses should have been. So for example, Ubay ibn Ka'b I'll mention that a bit later.
Okay.
But clearly there are differences in these two codexes. Now, we know that something cannot be perfectly preserved, which I think you believe about the Quran. It's perfectly preserved, letter by letter, dot by dot, sound by, well, maybe not sound by sound, because you think it's different from the Quran, but ultimately it's perfectly preserved, yeah? Okay. How can the Quran be perfectly preserved if the earliest and most reliable translators of the Quran, those who had learned many surahs off by heart, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said he had learned 70 surahs off by heart, when they disagreed about what the Quran should be?
Do you know what? The Quran that we go by the Uthmanic script, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The Ubay bin Ka'b, Abdullah bin Mas'ud, did they say that the surahs that they memorized has been abrogated?
How do you mean by that? Is it like they no longer apply?
Yeah, it's been abrogated.
They believe they should have been still in the Quran.
No, they didn't say that. They say it's been abrogated. It says it's been abrogated.
It was a later idea that they had been.
No.
But Abdullah ibn Mas'ud completely disagreed.
No. The Quran that you have today, we go by the Uthmanic script.
Yes.
Okay.
That's good.
So wherever the collection you get from other than Uthmanic script, even Ubay bin Ka'b as well as Abdullah bin Mas'ud even said these surahs have been abrogated. Do you really think that the abrogation is only from the Quran? No. There has been abrogation that's not even included in the Quran. For example, the breastfeeding.
Yeah, and the verse of stoning.
Exactly, right. So who authorized it?
But what I'm saying to you though is that there are people who disagreed and thought that it should have been in the Quran.
Who said this disagreement? We're going by the Uthmanic script.
No, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he disagreed with what Uthman did when he only took certain parts of what he was saying and rejected others.
No, but Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said that the surah that he has been abrogated.
Yes, after this has happened. In other words, he put up a fight to say, no, you need to include what I'm saying. I memorized over 70 surahs of the Quran from the Prophet. I was said to be one of the greatest reciters of the Quran.
Yeah.
You're not taking what
does
I'm
that
saying.
does that necessarily mean that it's not been abrogated? It has been abrogated.
But why would he argue about it?
You do know the Sahaba, you do know the companions memorized surahs that has been abrogated.
Yes, but they didn't believe that when the Uthmanic.
Who said he's not believe it? If we're saying
they themselves said
no,
that they recorded in their own.
No, they said it's been abrogated. They said
later they did.
No. They said it's been abrogated.
Later.
Okay, where do we get our authorization from? The abrogation. We get it from the Prophet.
Okay.
The Prophet said it's been abrogated. So it doesn't really matter if Abdullah bin Mas'ud. Listen to me. It doesn't matter if Abdullah bin Mas'ud or Ubay bin Ka'b, how many surahs they memorize even the abrogated verses. Okay. That doesn't necessarily mean it should be in the Quran.
No.
Right?
No, they disagreed about what should be in the Quran and what shouldn't.
No, where'd you get that? Prove me.
No, Ubay ibn Ka'b said there should be 116 surahs in the Quran.
Where did it say it's supposed to? Where does it say that?
Because in his codex, that's how many.
We're saying the codex that Ubay bin Ka'b. Yes, you're correct. It's possible. Yes, it's correct.
Right, okay,
no. I'm saying it's possible that Ubay bin Abdullah had 116 surahs, right? But some of these surahs have been abrogated.
Right. What I'm saying
so we go by the Uthmanic script.
The Uthmanic script was a consensus trying to figure out what to do with the fact that
there was no consensus about what surah should be included.
Okay,
the Prophet Sallallahu in his lifetime, Jibreel alayhi salam recited the whole Quran to him, and the Prophet Sallallahu then affirmed what's been abrogated, what's not. So it doesn't matter if Ubay bin Ka'b memorized 70 or 116 surahs. It doesn't matter because we have the Prophet telling us what's been abrogated, what's not.
But where did they get that from? They got it from the Prophet.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Hang on.
They heard different things from the
Chris,
Prophet.
I don't disagree with that, Chris. Okay. Where did I say that
so
it doesn't exist?
So you agree with me then that they disagreed about what should be in the
No, not disagreed. I'm saying it's possible that they memorized certain ayats, certain surahs that wasn't abrogated then until the Prophet ﷺ authorized this is abrogated. Absolutely.
Well, no, they argued
that's possible.
After the death of the Prophet.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
This is after Abu Bakr's Zayd bin Thabit when he compiled the first one in 634.
When was
after that?
When
Muhammad
was
died in 632.
Okay, fine,
Right,
fine.
so they're arguing after Muhammad had died.
No, what
saying
did
that I heard the Prophet
they
say
didn't argue
this
about
and this
that.
and this.
They didn't argue about that.
It's in your authentic hadith.
There is no argument about what should be included, what's not. That's an absolute lie. With all due respect.
All right, I'm gonna find.
That's an absolute lie. With all due respect. Oh, babe, I've got no problem at all. There are some Sahaba that did memorize verses and surahs that's been abrogated. I don't deny that. But at the end of the day, the Prophet ﷺ, he told us what's been abrogated, what's not. So we're only going by the Uthmanic Codex. In fact, you've even discussed with Mansur and Hashim. So I don't know why you're discussing with me.
I haven't discussed this one.
They're the best people to talk about this.
Well, that's fine.
Right?
Well,
So let's talk about theology. I think theology is more important than preservation.
Because you just said this isn't true. I'm going to read Surah Al-Bukhari 4987.
Yes.
It says this. Narrated Anas bin Malik. Hudayfa bin al-Yaman, forgive my Arabic.
I know this, go on.
Came to Uthman at the time of the people of Sham, and the people of Iraq were waging war to conquer
Yes.
Armenia and Abyjayan.
Yes, yes.
Hudayfa was afraid of the people of Sham and Iraq differences in the recitation of the Quran. So he said to Uthman, O chief of the believers, save this nation before they differ about the book, the Quran, as Jews and the Christians did before. That sounds like a pretty big
Did it happen?
differences.
Did it happen?
Well, no, I'm not saying it happened. I'm saying
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
About it.
So just because they feared about something doesn't mean it happened,
Because
did
they
it?
were arguing about it. He noticed two different.
Do you know what's the context? The context was there was a war.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That war,
Oh, no,
they were scared of the
that's
Hufaz. They were scared of the Hufaz dying. Did it necessarily mean that there were different recitation? That doesn't necessarily mean
yeah,
that there's a
it
change.
says there were different
No, it's a fear. It didn't happen.
No, listen.
I've read this before. Do you know what, Chris? With all due respect,
He
you
was
have
afraid of their differences in their recitation.
afraid,
of the Quran.
afraid,
Of
afraid,
their what?
afraid
Of their.
of different recitation. Did it happen? Did it happen?
If I tell you I'm afraid of tomorrow, like, it means that I'm
Does that
believing
mean- does that mean it's
believing
true?
that thing is real, right?
Do you think that? Yeah, but does that necessarily
if
mean it
I'm afraid
happened?
of something, then I am asserting that
Did it
is
happen in
the
reality?
case.
Did it happen in reality? Did it happen? Just because, Chris. Chris, just because something you're afraid of doesn't necessarily mean it happened.
Yeah, but if I say I'm afraid, so if I said to you I'm afraid of the differences in the Bible, am I implying there's differences in the Bible?
No, you don't. Unless it's real, unless there are differences. No, you're being. With all due respect, Chris, there is no evidence in that hadith where it says there's been changes. There is not.
Well,
There were
let's keep
people.
reading,
There were
let's keep reading,
people.
let's
There
keep
were
reading.
people who feared.
So Uthman sent a message to Hafsa saying,
Yes.
send us the manuscripts of the Quran, this will
Yes.
be the one that was compiled by Abu
Yes,
Bakr,
yes.
so that we may compile the Quran materials in perfect copies.
Yes.
So he's compiling a Quran now, and return the manuscripts to you.
Yes.
So the world manuscripts, different ones.
Yes.
You know this, Ubay ibn Ka'b had his,
Yes.
Abdullah ibn Mas'ud had his.
Yes.
Right, okay. Hafsa sent it to Uthman. Uthman then ordered Zayd bin Thabit,
Right.
Abdullah bin al-Zubair, Zayd bin Ayas, and Abdul Rahman bin Hayes bin Hisham, who and Abdul Rahman bin Harith rewrite the manuscripts in perfect copies. So they're rewriting the Quran in perfect copies. Uthman said to the three Qurayshi men, in case you disagree with Zayd bin Thabit on any point of the Quran, then write it in the dialect of Quraysh. Wait, why would they disagree?
Oh, okay. I see what you mean now. They're not disagree. Hang on. They're not. You do know there are different dialects.
Right, and
The
they're
seven
arguing about
ahruf.
it.
Are there differences?
Okay, wait. Yeah,
Oh, no. I'm asking you the question now.
the seven haruf. Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean they're different Qur'ans?
Does that mean different Qurans? Well, people seem to think.
No. I'm asking you.
The companions seem to think.
No. I'm asking you. Did the Prophet ﷺ, did he permit the reading of 7 different ahruf?
According to your traditions, yes.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Argued about what they were.
Thank you very
They
much.
argued about
So
what they were,
thank you
so they
very
were
much. So it's
compiled into one.
thank you very much. So it's not different Qur'ans. It's different. That's not different Qur'ans. Do you know what? It's not talking about different Qur'ans.
Of course it is.
No, it's not. It's different qira'at.
They're
No,
arguing
different
about what is meant to be
different
in the Quran.
qira'at.
Okay. Well, let's keep reading. Man. All right. So where were we? So perfect copies. Uthman said to the Quraysh men, in case you disagree with Zayd bin Thabit on any point, he looks like he's expecting them to disagree. In the Quran, then write it in the dialect of Quraysh. Okay. was revealed in their tongue. I thought it was revealed in Seven on the Roof, but I agree that other it was. They did so, and they had written many copies. Uthman returned the original manuscripts to Hafsa. Uthman sent to every Muslim province one copy of what they had copied, and ordered that all the other Quranic materials, whether written in fragmentary manuscripts or whole copies, be burnt.
If you're seriously telling me these are different Qur'ans, then you're totally wrong.
It literally says,
Do you know the basics of the Arabic language?
Why do I need to know? Why
Because
don't I just look at what the
there's
companion says?
wait, we don't deny there are 7 different readings of the Quran. We're not denying that.
Right, yeah, there's Qira'at.
The Qira'ah. You know what the Qira'ah is?
The Aruf. The Aruf was compiled into the
Ahruf.
copy.
Right.
Right.
There are different there's different dialects.
Yeah, Qira'at that comes later. Yeah. And even in those dialects,
There are
some words.
the Prophet ﷺ authorized and permitted 7 different ways of reciting the Quran. They're not disputing about what needs to be included, what's not.
But they literally.
No, they didn't. No, read it again. You're not reading. You're not reading properly.
Hudayfa was afraid of the people of Sham and Iraq.
Yes.
Of their differences in the recitation of the Quran.
Yes.
And then following that it says, so he said to Uthman, O chief of the believers, save this nation before they differ about the book.
Okay.
Come on, he's obviously worried that they're saying
Who are they talking
things.
about? Who are they talking about?
They're talking about the people up north from Iraq and Sham.
Right. So not in Arabia, not the Arabian Peninsula. Right. So it's got nothing to do with the preservation of the Quran. It's about the fear.
It's about what people are saying about the Quran up north.
No, but what's that got to do with the preservation of the Quran?
Because they have different ideas about what is in the Quran.
No, you're misunderstanding the point.
But it says it really clearly.
No, Chris, you're not getting the point. We're not talking. This is not talking about the preservation of the Quran. The Quran is already preserved. The people, Hudayfa is scared because it's the people of Iraq.
Huh?
People of Iraq. He's talking about the people of Iraq.
What are they reciting?
Because what exactly? That's what he fears. So that's why he's saying no. That means no. That means it's afraid, meaning that the people of Iraq, right? They're not accustomed to the way how the Quran is recited. This is what he's scared about. He's not scared about there's different surahs, different verses. No. No, you're imposing that. I've already clarified that. I've already clarified that.
I think it's Ubay ibn Ka'b.
I know about Ubay bin Ka'b. I've done my research. Did I deny that there was?
You didn't.
But
what I'm saying is, since we both affirm.
Hang on.
Then we know that
Can I ask you a question? Sincerely, can I ask you this question? The Quran that we go with, are we going by the Uthmanic Codex or are we going by Ubay bin Ka'b Codex?
We were going by the Uthmanic one because
Thank you very much.
destroyed the remaining
Thank you very
Qurans.
much. So it is possible that there were Sahaba that did memorize abrogated surahs, abrogated recitation. There's no problem at all. That's possible.
They
But
themselves thought it should have been in the Quran.
where does it say? It doesn't say
Because
that.
they argued about it.
No, they argued about the different. There's a scare.
Okay, why did Uthman have to compile the
Is-
Quran? Why did he have to compile it?
Why do you have to compile
Why
it?
did he get all these different sources and compile it and then destroy the
By
ones that
the way, the written Quran was in the time of Abu Bakr.
Yes, because Abu Bakr produced the first
Right.
code.
So what Uthman radiallahu anhu did,
Yep.
he standardized the Quran.
Yes,
To
yes.
The, and do you know in what? And do you know in what?
Man standardized the Quran.
Right. In what dialect?
The Quraysh dialect.
What is that? What is that dialect?
It's the tribe of which Muhammad
Which is
came from
what?
and that he
Which is what?
conquered in 630.
Hafs Asim. Am I correct?
The Hafs comes from the Hafs tradition that comes from.
So that's what Uthman did. That's what Uthman did. He standardized one dialect.
and then he
Yeah.
destroyed all others.
Right. Does that mean the Quran is lost?
It means large parts of it are.
No,
yeah.
it's not.
But the great
No, it's not.
How
do you make that connection?
Come on, guys. The greatest
One at a time,
reciters- The greatest reciters of the Quran, Ubay ibn Ka'b, Abdullah ibn Masud,
not getting the point.
These two, they disagreed about what should be in the Quran.
No.
But Uthman said, no, we're not having this. We're having this standardized one in the Quraysh dialect.
No.
All others are destroyed. He then sent it out to the big 5 cities: Mecca, Medina, Basra.
He's talking about the people of Iraq. He's talking about the people of Iraq that was not accustomed to the Quraysh dialect. That's what he's scared about. He's not talking about the preservation of the Quran. The Quran is already
Why
preserved
is he worrying then?
because people will recite it.
Because people are
Because
saying
there was no vowel system.
I'm aware.
Right. So that's what
written-
Hudayfa was scared that now you're going to the people of Iraq, and perhaps the people of Iraq will not be able to recite the way how it should be recited. It's got nothing to do with what
They
surah
would
should
say
be included, what's not.
No, but
That's
they-
what you're
just-
imposing.
just to
You already knew that.
Just to
How many
simplify
surahs
it.
does the Quran have today?
114.
How many surahs did Ubay ibn Ka'b?
Okay, so let me ask you this question.
Just answer that.
Did I
116,
Chris,
right?
did I deny that Ubay bin Ka'b did have his own
Didn't.
codex?
So just say it.
Right. What I'm saying that is it not possible that
Right.
Ubay bin Ka'b did memorize
Right.
certain surahs,
Yeah.
but then it was abrogated.
Right, it's possible, yes.
Thank you very much.
But
Thank
that's
you.
not
So
his
we're only going by the Uthmanic
that's not
Codex.
Abdullah ibn Masud's opinion.
Oh.
They believe that actually they had an authentic Quran that they got from directly themselves.
Chris,
and
Chris,
not included
even Abdullah bin Mas'ud as well as Ubay bin Ka'b even said that what they memorized is abrogated, so it doesn't matter.
They would afterwards, wouldn't they?
Oh my goodness.
If you met in a council and you basically put your argument forward, you're overruled, your religious scripture doesn't get included in canon, then of course you're going to be like, yeah, all right, for the sake of Ummah, I'm going to agree.
Chris,
yeah, it was abrogated.
Chris, you're arguing something that doesn't even, that is not even supporting your argument with all due respect, because this hadith Hudayfa bin Yaman, right, is not even talking about the preservation of the Quran. This is not what you're getting. He's scared that the people of Iraq may not recite the Quran in the way that it should be recited.
Yeah, because it's
okay.
It's not
so secondly, and about Ubay bin Ka'b, I'm going to make this very clear again. It is possible that Ubay bin Ka'b did memorize 116 surahs of the Quran. It's possible, but that doesn't necessarily mean it should be in the Quran. Because the Prophet Sallallahu, he had the authority to abrogate.
But this happened
certain
after he died.
No, it didn't.
These arguments happened in the time of Uthman as Caliph.
First of all, you've already had a discussion with Mansour and Hashim.
I've never.
Sorry, Abbas.
I learned this like a month ago.
I'm pretty sure that's already been refuted.
No, I talked about.
You brought this up.
Manuscripts. I talked about Quran
Chris, you've already brought this up about Ubay bin Ka'b.
Other Muslims, but not Hashim.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying, there are certain Sahaba that did memorize the abrogated verses. What's the problem?
They themselves thought it should have been in the Quran. They were overruled by Uthman. Uthman then destroyed them.
No, that's not how it worked.
Right, you don't.
That's not how it worked.
Muhammad, you follow the religion of.
We're going by the Uthmanic Codex.
Well, yes, someone.
That's it.
Someone.
So what's the point?
Quran.
Sorry.
A man standardized your Quran.
Who's the man?
Uthman.
Right.
When Muhammad wasn't even around.
Do you even know what standardized mean?
Yes, it means you collect the different codexes
No.
and you decide which ones are correct.
No, you're
which
absolutely
ones
wrong.
have been abrogated, which ones haven't
You're
been abrogated.
absolutely
And
wrong.
you go,
That's not what the Uthmanic script was about in the first place.
Right, so what did it
He
do?
standardized he standardized one region of the Quran.
Yeah, and
That's what you don't get.
They destroyed the others.
Goodness me.
Did that?
Okay, if you go to Morocco, what, do you know what they recite? Warsh. Are they different Qurans?
Yes.
No, they're not.
Yes.
This is where you don't understand.
Wait.
This is where you don't understand.
The Bismillah. Bismillah. In different versions of the Quran, they accept it. Is it a part of the revelation or not? So that in and of itself proves they're different Qurans because some include it and some don't.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
So you're telling me that's wrong? You're telling me that the Welsh Quran does not have a different opinion?
Who authorized it? Who authorized it? Who authorized the region of Welsh?
Prophet
Sallallahu.
I can't remember those.
Prophet Sallallahu.
But what I'm saying is
there you go. Prophet Sallallahu, he authorized the Warsh should be recited that way. The Hafs should be recited in that way, right? It's not authorized by the Sahaba. It's not authorized. It's authorized by the Prophet Sallallahu.
See, I'll grant you some things. I'll say that Hafs is read by 95% of Muslims today. I'll grant you that.
That's what Uthman did.
But it was standardized by a guy who came after Muhammad.
Chris, Uthman radiallahu anhu standardized one reading of the Quran, the Hafs.
When did he standardize it?
He standardized in his Caliph.
652.
652. Okay, fine. I don't know the exact dates, but I just know the concept.
You can say 652.
Right. So what I'm saying.
When did Muhammad die?
In 632.
Okay, so that's 20 years after.
What's your point? Because
after Muhammad died, the best reciters of the Quran disagreed about what was in the Quran, and then Uthman came along and standardized.
No.
Muhammad never agreed with
the difference between Hafs and Warsh is pronunciation.
It's pronunciation.
To boil it down,
goodness me.
To boil it down, it's about presentation, not content.
Exactly.
Show me.
You can
show me.
Look.
Show me. Get him out. Show me.
Hang on.
Show me.
Yeah.
You know this though.
Look, show me.
You know this because you're an intelligent man.
This is your opportunity to show me. Show me.
I know this. Uthman radiallahu anhu was not debating what surah should be included, what's not. He standardized one reading of the Quran, which is the Hafs. What's the problem with that?
Sorry, say it again.
Uthman radiallahu anhu, he standardized one qiraat, one reading of the Quran. Does that mean the Quran is not preserved?
No, what he's saying is that all the recitations that people who knew the Prophet, who would have recited from the Prophet, were destroyed. He did that. That's what he's saying.
We have the Warsh. That's
yes,
been read
after.
That's
came
been,
after.
That's no. You're not getting the point. The Warsh. You're not, Chris. You're not getting the point. The Prophet ﷺ, he permitted to be read in 7 different ways, correct?
7 different modes, yeah?
7 different modes,
yes.
Right, in the Ahruf, correct.
7 different dialects.
Exactly, do you not get the point, Chris?
The Ahruf is modes.
Dialects.
No, he doesn't understand the difference.
Dialects.
And there's 10 different qira'ah.
Yeah, there's 10 of the Qur'an. Yeah.
Yes, and 7
and then it was expanded.
So we're talking about qira'ah.
Yeah, Qur'an came after. What I'm saying to you is that Haruf,
Qira'ah,
when it was revealed,
it was
Muhammad,
revealed to the
and we know that
Prophet.
from Sahih Hadith.
They were revealed to the
It was
Prophet.
condensed into the Qurayshi one, and Uthman discarded the ones that didn't conform.
What's the problem if it's discarded? He's only preserving.
Okay.
He's only standardizing one region of the Quran.
Let me explain where my
Do you not get the point?
Let me explain where my argument is. You cannot say the Quran has been perfectly preserved. If a man who came 20 years after Muhammad died standardized it and destroyed all
Standardize what?
the different Quranic manuscripts into
No.
and he didn't do it alone.
No.
And he
No.
didn't do it alone, like you
Yeah,
said.
part of his family. No, it was done through.
Subhanallah.
What's his name? The guy who helped with Abu Bakr when he the scribe of Muhammad, one of the Muslim.
Hafiz.
Zayd bin Thabit.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did it again. He was employed again. But listen, my point is
Sorry,
that
do you want to say something?
the Quran has been standardized.
You're not getting the point. What?
Uthman.
Chris, do you even understand what Uthman standardized? What did he
Yes.
standardize? What did he
He
standardize?
standardized the different readings of the Quran that they were arguing about, including the different surahs that were included.
No, not different surahs. No.
Not different.
No, not different surahs.
Already agreed.
Different readings, not different surahs. Don't. I've already answered that to
He
you.
already agrees.
I've already answered
on,
to you that Ubay bin
Yes, is
Ka'ab.
that true?
It's possible Ubay bin Ka'ab did.
Possible. Yeah.
Are you gonna let me speak?
Okay.
It's possible that Ubay bin Ka'ab
Yeah.
did have his own codex
Did.
that was 116 surahs. No
Yes.
problem.
Yeah.
He probably memorized these abrogated surahs. Who abrogated it?
Right. Okay.
We say the Prophet ﷺ
believe
abrogated it.
at the time before it was standardized that it was abrogated.
Absolutely wrong.
Why did he
We're-
have a
we're not-
codex with 116 surahs?
We're not talking about the content. We're talking about the different readings. That's what Uthman radiallahu anhu did.
content.
He standardized one region of the Quran, not what surahs needs to be included and what surahs needs to be added.
He did standardize that. Uthman standardized 114 surahs. That's the surahs you have.
No, he didn't standardize 114 surahs. He standardized the region of the Quran. You don't get the point,
But there
do
were
you?
different codexes.
You don't get the point, and they've been abrogated. They've been abrogated.
I just
I
said
just
it's
said that.
about-
Wallahi.
It's not about
Chris,
content,
It's not about the content.
presentation.
Exactly.
I think you're ignoring
Chris,
the point. I
Chris,
think that's-
you are saying that Uthman
No,
radiallahu
you're
anhu
forcing a
standardized the
point that doesn't have any
Quran.
basis.
By the way, why do we bring Mansour? Mansour is more knowledgeable than me. With all due respect, I'm a miskeen. I'm poor.
That's fine.
Okay, but I know the
If you
basics.
say, I don't know, fine, I ain't gonna hold you to it. Get Mansour, and I'll chat with Mansour.
You've already had a chat with Mansour.
Not about this.
Really?
No, I had a chat with Mansour about different manuscripts.
You know what? Let's bring Mansour. You know what? I'll bring Mansour later. Okay? All I'm telling you is this: Uthman did not standardize 114 surahs. That's absolutely incorrect. He standardized the one region of the Quran.
Right, okay.
That's it.
Okay,
You're not getting the point.
copy was it 114 surahs?
Yes, it was.
The Ubay ibn Ka'b copy was 116 surahs.
I've already Chris, I've already told you it's possible that Ubay bin Ka'ab did have 116
That
surahs.
sounds like you're saying yes.
I'm saying it's possible.
That's a funny way of saying
Okay,
it.
fine. Let's say for the sake of argument, yes, he did.
Okay,
right.
that's what's recorded in your hadith.
But
Yeah.
the Quran that we have, we go by the Uthmanic.
Yes, because Uthman said, actually, no, it's not 116, it's 114.
No, the Prophet ﷺ said no. These are okay. Do you know how? The Prophet ﷺ, he was recited. It was recited to the Prophet ﷺ by angel Jibreel. The whole Quran,
Okay.
right? The Prophet ﷺ,
Not all of it. Well, yeah, not in here, okay, not in here, okay.
the Prophet ﷺ then authorized the Sahaba, the companions. Look, these verses have been abrogated. These surahs have been abrogated.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's possible. So it's possible at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, Ubay bin Ka'ab did have surahs that he memorized that has been abrogated by the Prophet
But
ﷺ.
he didn't think so.
Show me.
Ubay
Show me.
ibn Ka'b disagreed in your hadith.
No. Ubay bin Ka'ab was scared of the mispronunciation of the Quran.
Why would someone have a complete Quran that is different from the one that Abu Bakr?
Chris, is actually academically speaking, it is an academic fact that the Quran was preserved.
No one believes that.
You can check for yourself. Honestly speaking, it's no longer an argument.
Academia doesn't even go to the Quran for any information about Jesus. Doesn't go for any information.
No, I'm not talking about Jesus. I'm talking about the preservation of the
Your
Quran.
faith is completely on faith, blind faith.
No, it's not.
No scholar.
Because I've already clarified to you
Yeah.
that it's possible that Ubay bin Ka'ab did have 116 surahs. No problem.
It sounds like you agree
No,
with it.
I'm saying no, but you're not getting the point, which is it's possible that Ubay bin Ka'ab did memorize surahs that has been abrogated, no problem. But who authorized the abrogation? Was it Uthman? Was it Uthman? Was it Uthman?
You're going to say it's Muhammad early.
Thank you very much.
And I'm
Thank you.
gonna say
Thank you.
Ubay bin Ka'b had 116 surahs.
It doesn't
in the
matter. No, Ubay bin Ka'b Codex doesn't matter anymore.
Confused then.
No,
Yes, he was
no,
very
it's not.
confused.
You don't get the process. You see, what you're doing is you're saying Uthman. This is what he's saying. He's saying Uthman radiallahu anhu, he standardized 114 surahs. No, he didn't. He didn't standardize 114. He standardized one reading of the Quran, which is the Hafs. Which is the Hafs. Which is what 95% of the people. Huh?
Kufa is the origin
Is
of
Kufa-
the Quran.
is Kufa-
The idea is that Uthman sent his codex.
Is Kufa part? Is Kufa in the Hijaz?
No.
Okay,
No,
that's
Kufa
what.
is
That,
in Iraq.
thank you. But it's not in the Hijaz, is it?
I think it might be Walsh, it might be others, but there are actually some.
No, but it's not in
Hijaz.
Hijaz. But it's not in Hijaz, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay, that's what Hudayfa was scared about.
What?
That's what he was scared about.
Okay.
He was scared. He was scared
We're
about.
different.
Brother, could you come in for a sec, right? This brother is saying.
I asked
This
him to
brother
chat
is saying that Uthman.
I asked him to chat earlier.
This brother is saying. This brother is more knowledgeable than me.
Shall we
That
end it
Chris,
here? 'Cause
Chris,
I don't think we're
no,
gonna-
Chris is saying Uthman radiallahu anhu standardized 114 surahs. Is that correct?
No, it was already 140. It was already 140.
Thank you very much. Did he standardize the qira, the one reading of the Quran? He standardized that, didn't he? The Hafs.
Yeah, the Uthmanic Codex.
That's it. He's talking about the Ubay bin Ka'b. That he memorized 116 surahs.
Well, to be honest, mate, I think I'd rather talk to Hashim.
Okay.
On that.
I'm aware of this, but
I
basically,
think you've kind of agreed with me in a way.
no, you're not getting
Because
the
you
point.
said that Ubay bin Ka'b had 116 verses and that the
Chris.
Uthmanic was codicized 114.
Chris, I just told you
I
that
don't quite get what you've told me.
Ubay bin Ka'b,
Right.
it's possible he may have memorized certain surahs that has been abrogated.
Sounds like yes. Okay.
So,
Is that yes or no? Like, tell me.
yes, he did.
Okay, great. Okay.
I'm not
Ubay bin
disputing.
Ka'b had 116 surahs
Yes,
in his
it's
codex.
possible.
Uthman standardized the Quran in 652 after Muhammad died with 114 surahs. Who was right?
And then I asked you who authorized the abrogation.
I don't know.
The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That's
Ubay
it.
bin
That's what it
Ka'b
matters.
didn't believe that was the case.
It's possible Ubay bin Ka'b did.
Yeah, but it's
you're not getting the
possible.
point.
My point is you can't say something's perfectly preserved if you don't know.
Chris, are you seriously telling me that the Sahaba did not memorize abrogated surahs and verses?
I'm not saying that. Listen,
That's what I'm saying.
to you is
So-
Ubay bin Ka'b thought differently than what you think now.
I'm saying Ubay bin Ka'b did not object. He did not. No, he didn't.
He had,
Show me.
Okay,
show me.
he had his own Quran with 116 surahs. Yeah?
No, not on Quran.
His own codex of the Quran.
That's been abrogated by the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Why was
That's
he?
why we're going by the
was
Uthmanic
he using
Codex.
it in either Monday, what is now Monday Iraq or Damascus? Why was he using it? He might have been in Iraq, I think.
What, after the Prophet's death?
Yes,
Can you show me?
that's the whole verse. I
No,
just
it's not.
quoted
No,
you.
it's not. He's talking about Hudayfa, the hadith of Hudayfa. Doesn't mention that.
Okay.
Doesn't mention about. It doesn't mention about.
Like, keep going
Needs to
back
be
and forth,
added.
back and
Needs to
forth,
be
back and
something. No,
forth, right?
you are not willing to accept that the standardization.
I don't think you're willing
No,
to
you're
accept that
no,
they had
you're
two
not.
different
Chris,
Qurans. Yeah.
you are not willing to accept that the standardization of the Quran by Uthman radiallahu anhu is not about.
Why did your Quran need to be even standardized?
The hadith say so.
Yeah, it says that they argued about it.
Standardized about what? The content or
Different
the
readings.
right? So he standardized one
Reading
reading.
is when-
He standardized one reading.
Yes.
Does that mean the Quran is? Does that mean the Quran is changed?
Yes, because he destroyed
It's not
all the others.
because the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said no. Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Okay, let me
Chris,
give you an example, 'cause it would
the
really
Prophet,
help.
Chris,
If I said
go
to
on.
him, hey guy, I don't know if you're a Christian or whatever, like, yeah, the Bible, right? We all disagreed about it right at the beginning, but it's okay because then our Pope came in, he standardized it, told us exactly what was right, what was wrong, and then he burnt all the others.
Does that mean does burning necessarily? Hang on. Does
say,
hang on? Does burning necessarily mean that it's lost? That it's corrupted?
Come on.
It means it's destroyed.
Come on.
He says destroy
What was
it.
the reason of burning? What was the reason of burning the Quran?
Why would you burn Quran?
You burn Quran.
It says Quranic manuscript,
Yeah.
Quranic materials.
Burn. Wait. Hang on. Burning does not necessarily mean that it's lost.
No. What
First
was
of
the
all,
reason for burning?
so that there's no confusion.
No, there's no-
To who?
Why-
To
why-
who?
why
To
was
who?
the confusion?
To who?
Why was the confusion among the people?
To who?
No. Why was the
To
confusion?
who? Was it confused for the people of?
listen.
Was it confused for the people of Hijaz or for the people of
No.
Kufa?
What was the reason behind burning? Uthman burned the Qurans. What was the reason?
Because there was a fear that the Hufaz, that there was a fear that there could be that Kufas would die. So there's a fear. So what he did, he then standardized. That's it.
Why we need to burn the Qurans for that? If the Kuffars will die, what was the reason?
You're not getting the point, are you?
You're not answering.
You're burning copies of the
Wait, does
Quran.
Kufar mean the
Many copies
memorizers
of
of
the
the
Quran.
Quran?
Sorry?
Does Kufar mean the memorizers of the Quran? Is that what it means?
Yeah,
Sorry, no. There's a word.
Kufar were not reciting the Quran.
The memorizers of the Quran.
Hufaz.
Yeah, but the Kuffars were not reading the Quran.
Is that not what you're talking about, or what you're talking about?
No, what I'm saying to you is that there was a fear that the memorizers
Okay.
may die.
Right,
Okay?
but that was before.
Right, so it's a
that
reaction.
was in Abu Bakr's time.
Right, it was a reaction.
What? Abu Bakr was still around.
Okay.
That was in 634 when Abu Bakr compiled the first copy.
Okay, fine.
Right, we're not talking about it. We're talking 20 years later. They were still arguing about it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, that's exactly what I just read.
Arguing about what?
Okay.
What
listen,
are they
I'll tell you
arguing
what,
about?
I'm just going to give the reference,
Go on.
and whoever's watching this can read it themselves and make their own mind up. Does that sound fair? And then we can
sounds
conclude
fair.
it.
Sounds fair.
Is that all right?
I'm pretty sure Mansour already covered it.
Well, I've not chatted with him, but I'll be happy to chat.
You have
with him.
chatted with him.
Not about this topic. I learned about this literally.
Pretty sure you have. But
We
you
talked about
probably
the differences of manuscripts.
it probably slipped off your mind.
Sana manuscripts.
Yeah, I've heard about Sana
About
manuscript.
that. Do you remember that? That's the only time I've talked to him about it. And it was not about this. Anyway, let me just give the reference. This is Sahih al-Bukhari 4987. And it clearly says here, this is the time when Uthman is giving the command to collect all the different materials and to standardize the Quran. And then he burns the ones that he did not include. Let your own readers.
Standardized. What does standardized mean here? You don't even know. You don't even know.
My friend. Let's see what
No, standardized. No, standardized. What does standardized
So
mean?
what I got. I've already explained.
Hang on, it feels no. It's like as though you know. So you tell me what it means.
What they're saying is there are different readings, yes?
No,
Like
different
materials, yes? Like Ubay ibn Ka'b, like Abdullah.
There you go. There you go.
That's not what it means. That's not. Okay, all right. Originally, the Arabic language, right, had no dots,
Yes, I know.
no kasras,
yes,
no
it's very
fitras,
hard,
no
yes.
all of that, yeah? So when they were reading it in places like Iran,
Exactly.
in places like Pakistan, all of those
There could be lots of
places,
transmission.
They were reciting it wrong.
Exactly.
They're
Yeah?
saying different things.
No, they were
Goodness
reciting
me.
it
Do you see?
wrong.
He's not getting it.
Mate.
We leave it there. We leave it
The
there.
reason why. Yeah, all right, we'll leave it there.
We leave it there.
Anyway, should we shake hands?
Yeah, sure. But we'll speak the Bible next time.
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah? Take care. I don't know.
What does it say? What does it say on it?
3. He's not getting the point, man.
No.
He knows what he's talking about.
He gets the point.
Yeah.
He's just arguing the toss.
Yeah. He's having a toss.
No, that's Christianity. No, Christianity.
Oh God, we're still on camera.
Don't be scared of him. Yeah, that's that guy with him, man. Don't be scared of him, man. No, they're not getting
Never
the point.
scared of him.
Whose is it?
It's not mine.
No.
I'm not sure whose it is.
That says 3 at the top.
Oh, is that yours?
Is that yours?
Yes.